Do you think another offensive is coming from
I'm
that
not
side?
fear anything.
But you believe that they're preparing
I
an
believe
offensive?
that they're prepared for the offensive, and I think that we should be ready for that. And I think that, but we do not give them any tiny chance for provocation. That would be totally their responsibility. We will keep all the Minsk obligation, including the ceasefire, including withdrawal the heavy artillery and weapons.
So are you going to get the support you want from the EU, from Britain, to fight that? The military support?
Ukraine is a very well-developed country who produce their own lethal weapons. And but at the same time, Russia's supply to their troops and to their supported or their back terrorist troops, state-of-art, most modern, lethal weapons.
So you want that kind of technology from the West, do you?
We are ready to produce it by ourselves, but we want to have this level of cooperation, not only to defend our country now, but to build up a very pro-European army here on the East, to defend not only our sovereignty, not only our territorial integrity or our independence, to defend the freedom, to defend democracy, to defend European values, because we're fighting now for that.
Do you trust Vladimir Putin?
Trust?
Do you trust him?
No. No. I doubt that.
How do you negotiate with someone you don't trust?
I don't have any option what to do. I don't think that the results or releasing of my territory would be happen by military means.
You're not going to get it back militarily?
No, no.
I'm
a president of peace, not at all. And I'm do everything to keep the peace. Can I be absolutely clear with you? This is not a fighting with Russian-backed separatists. This is a real war with Russia.
You've had John Kerry this past few days go to Moscow. You've had a senior State Department official go to Moscow. And with a lot of speculation, informed speculation, that what they're doing is making a new relationship, quite possibly at your expense. Are you worried by that?
If you ask me, if I trust...
It looks like that, doesn't it?
For somebody. But if you ask me, if I trust President Obama, if I trust Vice President Biden, or if I trust Secretary Kerry, my answer would be yes, I trust him. And immediately before Secretary Kerry go to Moscow, he called me from his plane and explained me every tiny details they would speak in Moscow about Ukraine. So I'm trust, and I don't think any suspicious that Ukraine would be traded on the relationship between Russia and United States.
You see, when a lot of lenders and donors look at this country, and you're aware of this yourself, you're a pragmatic man, you're a businessman, and you know what they're saying, and they're saying the corruption is so deep, it's such a mess. It's at the very core of things, and it's at the very top.
Absolutely.
And they would be insane to commit large sums of money.
You are absolutely right. This happened less than a year ago when I was here. But the changes is tremendous. And I can demonstrate now, and everybody saw that in the top level, on the presidential level, we have absolutely serious partner for fighting against corruption. And none of me and none of my team are involved, not only with corruption, but in a corruption scandal, which is constantly happening in this country. And I try to do my best to be as transparent as possible, because I urgently need the trust for the investor, the trust for the partners, that we can fight not only on the war in the East, but one of the most important war in my country, the war against corruption. When I come as a president, the country was totally infected by the corruption. The country was non-reformed, and the country was under the rule of oligarchs.
You're a billionaire yourself. Aren't you an oligarch?
First of all, I built up for the 23 years the most transparent company in Eastern Europe, and I do not use anything, any power for doing that.
But you did promise to divest yourself of your businesses, and you haven't done that. Why
because
not?
Unfortunately, because we have a war and there is no buyer on the business.
Is that an excuse, or
Because
is it a reality?
no, and I think I will disclose in a very few weeks, maybe, some important information about that.
One of the things that does worry foreign observers is the presence of the far right in this country, and you know that it's used against you in propaganda from Russia. But set aside their propaganda and just look at the bare facts. When you look at the influence of people like the Azov Battalion, of the right sector.
Please, don't listen to Russian propaganda. They are quite active, but they are active in France, they are active in UK, they are active in Austria, in some European countries.
But none of those countries are at war. That's the difference.
And that's the difference. And I understand responsibility. And I guarantee that Ukraine keep democratic tradition, and Ukraine are a democratic country, and we do not allow anybody to demonstrate anything which can be harmful for the Ukrainian reputation in the world.